3, 2, 1, go!
And we're off. This championship isn't about being the fastest person on the course, it's about being the most accurate pacer. The core principle of the No Watch 5K race is a test of internal pacing and pure, unadulterated feel. Before we started, every competitor had to submit a predicted finishing time for a flat 5K. Then the gun goes off and all metrics vanish. No watches, no GPS, no distance markers, and no pace feedback. Running on instinct alone, the goal is to cross the line as close as possible to your submitted time. I boldly predicted 19 minutes and 19 seconds. 1 second faster than my co-pilot, Amelie, the dog, has ever run before. We'll see if that was a flash of genius or just wishful thinking. Rob in the red shirt is immediately pulling away. He's aiming for an 18-minute finish, so we'll let him go. Stoddy, in the blue long sleeve, on the other hand, is targeting 19 minutes. We need to keep him in sight, but looking at the gap he's opening up, we need to pick up the pace and stay on his heels.
That's 1K done already, nice work everyone.
At this point, I already had no idea how far we'd run. Remember, all the metrics you see on screen, pace, distance, heart rate, I had none of these during the race. Everything was based purely on feel. My heart rate is starting to creep up, but remains steady. Now, Till is coming into the picture in the dark green top. He's aiming for 20 minutes, but Till is a strong runner, so that's nowhere near his PB.
Come on. Keep going forward.
Amelie seems to be trying to take a diversion off the right. I'm not sure who she's following there. She then briefly hits the grass, but quickly decides that's not the quickest route and rejoins the concrete path. We're running around Tempelhof airport. It started off as a simple grass airfield and was officially designated as Berlin's city airport in 1923, making it one of the oldest in the world. The colossal terminal building you see off to the right, designed by Ernst Sagerbiel during the Nazi era, is one of the largest architectural relics in Europe and was once among the largest buildings in the world by floor space. Like a lot of Nazi designs, it was intended to resemble an eagle in flight. But now we're starting to lose Stoddy and Till as we approach our first kilometre. And that comes in at 3:38. If I had known, I might have held back a little, but running on feel, I had no idea how fast we were going. The heart rate looks okay for 3:38, but this is just the start. Oof, we see a big jump up to 170. Something dodgy is happening with my heart rate monitor. Back down to 150, core blimey. Thankfully, I didn't know what was going on. 170 certainly feels more realistic given my heavy breathing. Yeah, tongues out. Amelie is already pushing hard. But something is seriously up, as Till is still ahead of me and Stoddy in the light blue top has too much of a gap. If he's on for the right time, I need to close that gap down to 20 seconds by the end. Tempelhof is famous for its headwind, no matter which way you run around it. But today, the wind was only about 3 kilometers per hour, pretty ideal conditions. That said, running with virtually no landmarks is incredibly hard to know your pace. You truly have to rely on internal effort. Oh, look at that, Stoddy cutting the corner. But that's the great thing about this championship. It's not about how fast you run, it's about how close you get to your predicted time. Somebody can cut all the corners they want, it really doesn't impact their result. Quickly looking back at Jamie, who should be about a minute behind at this point, it's looking like he's about that distance. That's pretty good. We still have half the race for us to build on that. As we approach 2 kilometers, you can hear me say, "It's okay." Why? Because Amelie does not like rollerblades. You can't quite make it out in the video, but there's a rollerblader about 100 meters to the right.
Yeah, it's okay.
She lets out a little growl, but fortunately, she's quickly back in the zone. And we go through 2 kilometers in 3:49. Much slower than the first kilometer, but 3:49 is almost spot on for our target pace of 3:51 per kilometer. Now, Amelie's been doing a little bit of corner cutting herself as we pass the first marshal, Deck. I asked for a pace, 4 minutes 16, he says. Well, thanks, Deck, for marshalling, but your timing was zero help.
How far? How far?
This is one of 2 runways that were functioning here in Berlin until the early 2000s. Tempelhof gained iconic status as the main centre for the Berlin airlift of 1948 to 1949. This was the Western Allies' response when East Germany blocked all road and rail access to West Berlin. The Allied aircraft, including the famous Raisin Bomber, named because they dropped sweets for children, landed at Tempelhof. During the blockade, which lasted 322 days, up to 1,000 takeoffs and landings occurred here daily. Back to 2025, and you see those blockers across the road? They're there because people can do kite surfing or kiteboarding here. You'll find out in a second that, on top of rollerblades, Amelie does not like kites either. She runs off to the side, poor thing. It would be pretty confusing having that thing flying over us. Fortunately, we managed to carry on relatively undisturbed.
Good girl.
Running down here really gives you an idea of the scale of a runway. The kite starts to cross over us and Amelie is not a fan. Fortunately, Till doesn't seem too concerned about her barking in his face, but that is certainly not helping our pacing. That is wasted energy, Amelie.
It's okay. It's okay.
Till says it's cheating, that she's pulling me forward, but I'm pretty sure she didn't help at all. The blockers mark kilometre 3, a 3:47 kilometre split, 2 seconds faster than the previous one. Unfortunately, we are still well ahead of our target time. Not a sentence you'll often hear me say in a race recap. But Amelie is back in the zone, driving us forwards. You can just about make out Study up ahead. My heart rate is up at 180, and I'm sure he must be going too fast because I feel like we are pushing pretty hard. Remember, we want 3:51 per kilometre, and this is Amelie's PB pace. You can actually watch her run her PB on a video I'll link up above. I want to see her starting to tire out around 4 kilometres, but for now, the lead is relatively tight, pulling us forwards. She's certainly not flagging yet. Side note, if you haven't already, give Amelie a like to show your support, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Amelie glances back over her shoulder to see if the kite is still chasing us, but she'll be glad to know it has already stopped. Normally, Amelie loves to chase a bird, but right now she's still focused, so we keep on going. You can see Amelie has moved off camera now. She barks a little as we pass the second of 2 marshals, Evan.
Final K, mate. Final K. Lovely.
As we round this corner, you can hear me shout, "Final kilometre" to Amelie. Suspiciously close to exactly 4 kilometres, but I promise it was just a guess. We'll see at the end whether I'm as good at guessing times as I am at guessing distances. 4 kilometre mark ticks over, and we've run another 3:47. Now here, Amelie is starting to really flag. She's starting to drag, and now I'm the one taking the lead. My breathing is heavy too though, with my heart rate into the 180s. I'm willing Amelie on as we pass off for Rafi, taking a few photos for us. Not sure it'll be our best angle.
This way, come on, keep going. Push. Last push. Keep going.
Final push. I am just willing Amelie on, 500 metres to go. I offer her all the encouragement I can, but while she does speak English, I'm not sure she knows what I'm saying. You can barely see Amelie in most of the shots now. She's really trailing behind with 400 metres to go. Poor thing doesn't even know where the finish line is. I try to remind her we're going for her PB.
Your PB. Push. Dig.
Honestly, at this point, I think we're cutting it fine. Have we slowed down too much? Because she is really dragging back now. The finish line is just behind this structure. I don't know exactly where the finish line was, so we've just got to keep running as hard as we can for now.
God.
There we are. There we can see the group standing on the left-hand side of the path. That's the finish line. I'm not sure who I'm cheering on here. Is it more for me or for Amelie? Because I am digging deep.
God.
100 metres left.
You got this. You got this. Keep going. Keep going.
Final push. And that was tough. There we go. Till was definitely not 40 seconds behind me, so one of us got the prediction very wrong. Or both of us.
That's right there.
Amelie did an incredible job, although I still don't even know what my time was at this point.
Nah.
How was it?
But I can now confirm it was 18:33. Absolutely incredible, ridiculous stuff. And sadly, we did not do very well in the prediction. We did come 5th in the championship with a difference of 46 seconds. That's a 46-second PB for Amelie. But shout out to Dominik, who managed to predict his time within just 5 seconds.
So well.
As always, thank you to all the volunteers, this time from Berlin Harriers, who organised and made this race possible, and we'll see you all soon.